For all of you who listen to Submersion and own an Android device, go to the Google Play Store and download the Podcast Republic app. It's a fantastic app that allows you to get all of your favorite podcasts directly on your Android device. I personally use the app and I love it. I can search for the podcast I want to listen to, select it as a favorite, and have it just a click away. Make sure you select Submersion as a favorite so you don't miss any of our new episodes every Thursday. Again, the app is the Podcast Republic app, available on Android devices.
Welcome, listeners.
Episode 88. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Let's get it.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Nice work.
Yeah. Woo.
Good job. Good job at work this year, guys. Now it's finally time to get some rest and relaxation. Holiday mode.
Good food, family, friends, snow, all that.
And just a silly little episode of Submersion.
Silly indeed. The elves are out and about in the studio, folks.
All right.
Yeah. Anyways, so what is everyone doing for their Xmas holidays besides recording a wonderful submersible pod for all of our listeners out there?
I'm taking an all-inclusive 2-week submarine deep dive vacation in the South Pacific.
Whoa.
That's I
Zach
can't believe that's true.
That's a Zach
We're already
fact.
going straight into the Zach.
No, my plans are family time, traveling back to my parents, traveling to my fiance's parents, and hopefully seeing some friends along the way.
Yeah, we're going to try to link up in there.
Oh, yeah. Which we will. Link up like the old Game Boys, right?
Yep.
That's right, yeah.
System link cable. Maybe do a Halo LAN party.
I'm down for that.
That would actually be pretty fun. Jamie, you ever do the Halo LAN parties? Was that a thing when you were in high school?
Well, in high school, we had a LAN club that I'd occasionally go to. But I was like
awesome.
I was like a super athlete. I don't know if you saw my abs and you saw my muscles, you'd be like, you're not a nerd like that. But it was true. I'd sometimes occasionally went to LAN club where they would set up a LAN and play video games on said LAN network.
Little
Nice.
Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, something like that.
I honestly can't even remember the games we played. I just can't. I cannot remember it all.
So
All right,
it's a forgettable experience.
Kind of, I guess. Yeah.
Well, what are you going to be doing this holiday season?
I'm actually totally different. My wife is available this time to travel. Usually she is working around or on Christmas Day. This year, not the case. So we decided all-inclusive resort vacation.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, that's
That's
nice.
adventurous.
But you're thinking, oh, you're on the beach relaxing. No, opposite of that. We're up in the mountains. We're going to be in the mountains of Wyoming, living it up. Just snowshoeing, skiing, cross-country skiing, maybe even a little like outdoor hot tubbing action.
Ooh.
It's going to be fun.
So
It'll be good.
Jamie, you said this was Wyoming? That sounds exotic. Where is
Wyoming.
that?
It is smack dab in the middle of nowhere, I guess. But it looks beautiful, and it's got no one around. And so, yeah, you talk about like friends and family. We're like no one around. That's what's going to be Christmas time.
That's an interesting choice. I mean, typically you'd think you're going to be going somewhere warm this time of year, but
Yeah. That's originally what we were looking at, but then we saw this thing pop up. It caught our eye, and we decided, you know what? Why not? Let's try it out.
Driving fine.
Oh, we can't drive to this area. I mean, it would have been risky to try to drive there because of, driving into the mountains and the snow and the ice and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we are flying in, and then it's actually, there's no roads. The resort has no roads to it. So they pick us up in a snowmobile like van and then drive us into the mountains.
That sounds epic.
that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
It's a little adventure.
In the summer, in the summer, apparently it's all like horseback riding and seeing, beautiful antelope and stuff like that. But it's going to be snowy. We already know that. And cold. Snowy and cold.
Well, have fun. Travel safe. Be safe out there. Don't leave out any food.
No,
Bears.
we're trying not to. Yeah, bears. I'm hoping to see a moose, though. That's my goal. I want to see a moose.
Don't you have moose up in Massachusetts?
No, but up in Maine, yes. In Maine, there are meese. There are meese about. I saw a moose when I was a kid up in Maine, but I want to see one now, and I can fully appreciate it. At the time, I was like, "Look at that stupid moose."
That's true.
And then I just like went back to probably watching TV or playing on a video game or something.
A moose is a funny animal. Big nose, antlers, all that.
Exactly. That's why I want to see it. I want to see it, and then I'd probably be pretty scared of it too. Like if I was just like out
they're
alone
mean.
and there was a moose. Exactly. I'd be like, "Oh shit."
Kids listening, and you shouldn't be listening to this, but if you are, avoid all moose.
Yeah. So the thing I wanted to ask you guys, besides Christmas plans and stuff like that, is my favorite question to ask people: New Year's resolutions. I love New Year's resolutions. I have one every year, one or two, and I just kind of love them.
Oh,
great agents of change. So
and
I
that's
wanted
your
to know what
question?
you guys have. Well, I want to know what your New Year's resolution is going to be.
Okay. Well, I haven't decided 100%. I'll say this past year, I determined to do daily calisthenics, just some light calisthenics every day. Had to do it, and I did it. Kept up with it.
Wow.
I'm thinking about, we got a college buddy of ours who runs, it's a bizarre story. I'm in Ohio. He's from New York. He actually started a CrossFit studio in my hometown. He ended up meeting a girl from home area here and married her and moved here in Ohio, and he's running a CrossFit studio, and I'm thinking I'm going to take it one step further and get into CrossFit next year.
That's pretty good. I like that kind of stuff.
That's a
good one to do.
Yeah.
Because I was also thinking the potential of doing regular yoga would be mine this year.
Yeah. That's actually something that's interesting to me, too. Maybe that's my 2021 New Year's resolution.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I do have a second one. Every year, my New Year's resolution is to get a six-pack abs. This year, I think that's the closest I've ever gotten. I swear to God, but
me
still
too.
not quite.
I had the six-pack in college and then lost it, and we're bringing them back.
Yeah, occasionally when I was looking in the mirror and I squinted, it like seemed like I had six-pack abs, and I was like, I think I can maybe trick someone to thinking I have it. So I'm pretty close. So next year might be the year.
All right, keep at it.
We'll see. Although I've heard, I forget who said it. I think it may have been Peyton Manning in a commercial or something, which is where I get most of my advice, is Peyton Manning in his commercials. But he said, if you don't have a six-pack abs by the time you're 30, you're never going to have them. So I'm just trying to prove him wrong.
Okay. Well, Zach, you amongst all our rambling there, you had plenty of time to think up something. What are you going to be doing?
So, the past few years, I always tried to spend time and think up, not necessarily like a resolution, but just like a yearly theme, right? Like a theme to kind of drive the year out. And I haven't decided on this next year. This current year has been really crazy and busy, and I'm still doing this new job, and I haven't given it much thought. So I'll let you know.
Okay.
That's good. All right. Well, anyways, Zach, what are we actually doing besides talking about Christmas and giving all of our listeners some wonderful Christmas presents of the dulcet sounds of our voices? What are we actually doing for this episode?
I'm sorry, Jamie, but do you guys smell that? It smells like a breakfast food.
Is it bacon?
Could it be pancakes from IHOP?
Not a sponsor. Dive.
What began as an innocent conversation among friends would soon spiral out of control and later be referred to by future generations as the eighth wonder of the modern world. Mac East Studios takes you on the journey of your lifetime as your captains Alex the Mustard Man, the artist formerly known as Brom, Jamie the Ointment, Kyle El Capitan, and Zach the Backbone present Submersion.
Yeah, so we're doing an IHOP commercial, maybe two, actually.
We're doing two.
What year was this? 2018?
This was this year.
It was this year, yeah.
This year?
2019.
Oh,
yeah.
So IHOP's submarine-themed commercials,
Yeah,
advertisements, if you will.
they saw the marketing opportunity with submersion releasing and the massive popularity we've grown over the past year and a half or whatever it's been, and they're like, we got to get in on this. Boom, commercials, submarines, pancakes, make it happen.
Right. And then also, just to be clear for our audiences, it also is because Kyle, fearing mutiny, decided to push us out into the MERV and said, do something small and silly and stupid.
That's true.
And we obliged. That's what we said. And
we
said,
did.
yeah,
We did promise the beginning of Godzilla movie month, but we will be moving that back at least a few weeks.
Right.
But that is growing.
It's Christmas time.
People, you trust me, stick around in 2020, folks, because Godzilla month's going to be big. Get it?
Yeah, so
Godzilla's big.
Right, yeah, because the nuclear bomb or whatever. Or did it change over time? Anyways, I guess we'll discuss it during Godzilla month. Yeah, the different ways in which Godzilla was created over time.
Or we could just go into Godzilla movie month right now and just
why not? You know what?
Throw a curveball.
Yeah, it's mutiny time. We're taking over. All right, so we're going to be doing IHOP Ultimate Breakfasts submarine commercials. Nice.
It's a tease.
All right. So should we get into the recap of this commercial? I've only got a page of notes, so it should take 25 minutes or so.
For a 30-second commercial.
We open on a slow shot of the USS Pancake, right? It's majestic. So I just want to quickly stop for a question here because we see the submarine, right?
Yep.
What submarine do you believe the USS Pancake is based on the features of what you see at this point?
I'll be honest, I do not pay attention during subs worldwide. I don't even know if a Los Angeles class sub.
That's actually not a bad guess, although there is a small caveat. You're talking about an early Los Angeles class, not a late Los Angeles class?
Virginia class sub.
Virginia class, is that even out yet?
I'm going to guess Ohio class.
Columbia class.
Good. I think Ohio class is pretty good. So anyways, so one thing is that it's U.S., right? USS Pancake. They're not going to, unless we're pirates. One guy has an eye patch, so maybe we're thinking that they're not actually a U.S. designated sub. But
they do have red spray paint in the form of a smile on the front of it, so they might be some renegades. You never know.
Yeah, it's tough to say, but we got to take it at face value. A U.S. sub, USS Pancake. It's got some fair water planes on the top. So there's little wings that are on the con tower. Those are no longer on submarines. So like after the third flight of the LA class, the Los Angeles class, they stopped putting those on. So that's what I was saying. So it could be an early LA class. Good call on that one. Early Los Angeles class. But I was also thinking it could be an Ohio class as well. I like the idea that it's a nuclear submarine. I like the idea that it can launch nuclear missiles too.
As every pancake sub should.
Right. All right. So anyways, we get into the submarine. There's a sonar man, and he's looking a little concerned. Because what is he seeing on his sonar, guys?
Take it, Ben.
A breakfast.
He's seeing, he doesn't, first he's seeing
something big. He's
bacon.
seeing something big.
He's seeing eggs. He looks like a breakfast. And here's where you were right on top of it. But the captain comes in and he's like, hey, let me take a look. I'm not sure it actually is a breakfast.
Are we going to acknowledge that we have a woman on a sub here?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, right over the shoulder. So I guess it must be a pretty recent one. You know what? I think I am leaning towards first or second flight LA class submarine for USS Pancake.
Let's acknowledge some of the stuff that's going on in this scene, though. Try to visualize it. We got a guy in the back with an eye patch on. Right?
Yes, that's true. Yeah. So, and one thing we also say is like the sonar, super realistic, right? You can just see the breakfast at that point. That's not even anything. So we're probably set in the future sometime. The captain's entire crew. Yeah. Someone wearing an eye patch. And I did have pirates ? In my notes. So it's interesting development that we have going on here. And so the captain, he pulls down the periscope and he looks out and he declares, no, guys, this is not a breakfast at all. You are wrong. And Brom, what was it instead?
It's a breakfast.
Exactly. So everyone now knows it's a make or break situation. The sonar man's like sweating at this point. And he is saying, what is our course, Captain? What are we going to do? And the captain knows what's up. He knows it's going to be trouble when he declares this next order. And so he pulls out his captain deck. He gets it out there and he says, just to let everyone know, like, this is what's going on. It's crazy because it was a national commercial, right? But like he pulls it out. Everyone now knows, oh, this is serious. And he goes, head straight for it.
Wait, I think
And
I got a sound
everyone's
clip
like-
for that.
Do it.
What's our course, Captain?
Head straight for it. Captain's got an empty tum-tum.
Oh, yeah.
So that explains the reason for his urgency there, because of his empty tum-tum.
And
Obviously.
they throttle up from stop through dead slow, through full to all ahead breakfast.
Yeah, which is ludicrous. It's a ludicrous speed, guys.
Ludicrous speed.
And so, yeah, and everyone, I mean, everyone's prepared. Everyone's kind of going crazy. Really, it looks like they're more setting a table. In the background, also, we see a guy with a bandage. So everyone's got kind of stuff going on. One guy's got a bandage on his head. I did want to ask what you guys felt like happened to that guy. How did he get the bandage on the head? Let's tell a story.
Well, what's his name? Let's start with who this man is and why he's here.
Probably an accident in the torpedo room.
Good call. I was going to say torpedo room was one of the ones at the top of my list. I would have been disappointed if one of you didn't say it.
I think he might have been reminiscing about an old fling he once had back in his heyday, and he got caught up in the moment, tripped, and bumped his head.
Interesting. That would not have been the top of my list. I see. Mine would have been that he got in a fight, grabbed a wrench. Another guy grabbed a wrench. They had a wrench fight and got hit in the head with a wrench. And his name is Carl, probably, or Martin.
What if he was in the torpedo room and slipped on a little puddle of grease, and then you wonder, where the heck did this grease come from? We're in a torpedo
And then the
room.
janitor,
And they
the janitor's looking real creepy over there, and you're like, "Who's that janitor over there?"
They turn to look to him. It's Ed Harris.
Yeah, in this commercial,
Greased
Great.
up.
Yeah, fan fiction,
Right.
maybe, fanfic.
Looking sweet. So everyone screams in delight, pancakes. And they're all setting a table. They get out like a picnic, whatever, and put it over the map, getting ready to eat. The captain solemnly puts on his cap. Did you see it all? What was on there's all kinds of little like funny visual things. Like, did you see what was on the earphones of the sonar guy?
No, I saw the fork on the there's a fork on the one thing.
Yeah, and there was a sack of pancakes is on all of the headphones, and then on his cap, the symbol is a fork or a knife going straight up, and then two crossed forks.
Oh, I was wondering what that was. It looked like a trident.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we see the submarine having apparently launched itself out of the water, land on the in the parking lot of the IHOP, and plow directly forwards. And then it stops, and you're thinking, whoa, that was like a disaster. Like, everyone's probably running and screaming, and maybe a couple people. There's a chance a few people have been killed at this point. But the captain,
Incredible real practical effects here. No miniature work whatsoever.
right. Although it did put a little caveat at the bottom. It said, dramatization submarines don't work on land, just so we knew that it was done by some kind of advanced computer generation. Maybe probably some AI system had created the image. And then, but it stops, and you think, oh, end of commercial. Nope, because the captain chimes in one last time and says a little ding dong. And that's the end of the commercial. That's right. IHOP. Or they also exclaim about how you can get $5 off or something like that. And that we know that this was a 2019 commercial because I believe the deal ended in like May of 2019 or something.
And there's a periscope spying on the delicious breakfast on the top of the sub there.
I must say, I did not expect that submarine in a parking lot. I loved it.
I think from the comments that I read on YouTube and stuff like that, that was the it factor that this commercial had. People were quite enthralled and got a nice chuckle out of that submarine crash landing into the parking lot of the
I
IHOP.
tend to agree with the top comment. If you watch this on YouTube, just kind of admiring all the details and wanting to stop the pause the video as you play through it and look at all the different things and see what you notice. I think that's probably the most fun part for me.
Yeah. I mean, anyways, should I get into some, or do we want to do ratings real quick?
Yeah.
So I guess this is a commercial. So what do we do? A rating from 1 to 2? A thumbs up, thumbs down? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Or
Sub up,
two
sub
thumbs
down?
up, 2 thumbs down. We have 2 thumbs that we get to work with here.
2 thumbs.
Yeah.
So
and
we
you
can
can use them in any
up.
combination.
Are we talking about up bubble, down bubble?
How about you
Let's
just
make it a very
up?
convoluted system for Kyle to figure out when he gets back.
We can. You know what? Let's all three of us do just whatever we want.
Okay.
Okay. So Bram, you go ahead.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed this commercial. Definitely spoke to us, being a submarine movie podcast. Was excited when I first saw this on television. I don't think I saw this version. I saw the other one, which I think we're going to talk about. But as I alluded to just a moment ago, it was fun just to look at all the details, and as campy as it was surprising how accurate I think some of and how much research probably went into it compared to some of the movies we've watched. It was probably more accurate than some of the movies we watched in terms of how the set would look and how people would kind of communicate and stuff. So
interesting point.
Because it's true. I mean, there are some real stinkers we've watched. So it was funny.
That is accurate. What's even funnier is like something like Crimson Tide may be the worst of the bunch when it comes to an actual function of a submarine. But
so I can't say much more about the commercial without it being longer than the commercial itself. So I'm going to give this 1 thumb up and 1 Joaquin Phoenix thumb, where we don't know whether he's going to turn it up or down, and it cuts to the next scene, and we don't know what my thumb did.
Oh. All right.
Interesting. Is that that's a gladiator thing?
That's a gladiator thing, and we'll leave that up for Kyle to interpret what that is.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not gonna give him a conversion chart or anything.
Right.
So I'm gonna hop in here.
You're gonna IHOP in here?
I'm gonna
nice.
Nice
sponsor.
I'm going to hop in here. So
right.
IHOP Ultimate Breakfast Submarine Commercial YouTube. Over 2 million views on YouTube. Who knows in the country? What do I think about this? Well, I'll tell you this. This commercial made my Periscope rise, if you know what I mean. I loved the acting in it. There's diversity. There was emotion. There was fear, enjoyment, jealousy, rage. Just, it evoked such a outlandish and promiscuous feeling in me. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what a commercial needs. This is what our movies need. IHOP, you blew it out of the park. Not a sponsor, but you blew it out of the park. I'm going to give this commercial, with the beautiful set piece at the end with the USS Pancake in the parking lot, 3 periscopes up, 2 subs down, 5 Kyle Smith heads, 2 Bens, 1 Jamie, and 16 Mustard Mans.
Wow.
IHOP's gonna have to pay you for that review.
They should.
Yeah, honestly, they probably should do something for us, right?
Probably, yeah.
This
Actually,
is like
we should
some really serious advertising.
We should let them know that we're not going to release this episode until they give us free pancakes.
We can tweet it out to them. They'll be like, oh
when
my
all
gosh.
said and done, this is going to have probably like 500 listens.
This will be our best one yet.
It's 500 more people sitting butts in those seats. Listen, let me tell you. All right, so I'm going to jump in. I'm going to hop right in. I thought Zach's point about the poignancy of the emotions in this commercial were spot on, really reminiscent of the French New Wave movement, and brought a tear to my eye and made me realize, you know what? I also have an empty tum-tum, and maybe what I'm craving is a little IHOP. So I'm going to give this a 20-degree up bubble, and let me tell you, that's pretty good.
All right. French New Wave, is that a thing?
Sure. Why not?
So learned.
All right. So do we want to go through the second commercial and then rate that one before we get into some trivia and stuff like that?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think we probably should.
It's all the same actors, so
same actors,
it looks
same
like they
production
just
company,
kind of
same director.
recut a lot of the footage. I mean, recapping this, we see the same opening shot of the USS Pancake panning
Again,
across the screen.
likely a second flight Los Angeles class submarine.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, it does look like it's probably because it's miniature work, but you can see like the letters are like tactile lettering. So that would really affect the hydrodynamics, if that's a term, or aerodynamics. But I think it's just a product of it being miniature work, so you can see that these are like vinyl letters that they stuck on there. But it cuts to a scene where it kind of looks like they dubbed maybe some audio over the captain because he's got the microphone in his hand, and is it not even connected? Is that kind of the joke?
See,
looks like the handset isn't even connected to the console.
I was going to say, Ben, this one seems just goofier and way more silly than the other one because he's already holding the IHOP cup.
He had that in the last one, actually, too.
Oh, did he? I missed that.
Yeah. But at this point, it looks like they kind of dubbed over him because his mouth isn't really with the words. What does he say here?
He says something about
like honing in on IHOP's ultimate breakfast, or that's where we're headed, or something like that.
He does a bunch of description about it, about the breakfast.
Yeah, and then then it's voiceover work over footage, close-up footage, through a periscope kind of overlay, looking at different platters, which do look delicious, by the way. IHOP, probably my number one breakfast joint. And then ultimately cuts back to him there. He's still rambling into his handset. He says, all ahead for breakfast. This is not a drill. Once again, the submarine slams into the parking lot. It, I think, is the same shot that was in the other one.
Yeah.
And then there is a SEAL diver or something who has an IHOP and go sack, who is on the in the con here of the submarine, and he is bringing the good stuff to all of the sailors. And that's pretty much it. Then it shows, this is the one I saw on TV, the submarine backs away.
I love that.
Yeah, backs up into the ocean or whatever. And
yeah, if people got a kick out of the submarine diving into the parking lot, they get a double kick out of that backing up.
And I wonder if that was just footage reversed. I'd have to rewatch it. But again, this one looked like the cheaper knockoff one from the footage they had from the first one.
You'd be able to tell from the cars, I believe.
Yeah.
If it was reverse, pretty easily.
But that's the second commercial.
Beautiful.
All right. Bram, what do you give this one?
This one I'm going to be a little less ambiguous. I'm going to just give this one thumb up. This one wasn't quite as inspired or fun as the other one we watched.
Okay.
I did like that they did add some new footage, like definitively new footage with the diver, but they could have done a lot more with that. Oh, it's definitely backed up footage. I just rewatched it, so they just rewound it.
that takes away from it. But I agree with you. I think the addition of the diver is
unique,
kind of a little extra thing in there.
A lot more to explore there. Maybe they'll give us some more submarine IHOP commercials with the extra publicity they're getting.
Maybe blow it out to a feature length or something.
I'd be up for that. Like one of these 10-minute like marketing initiatives that you see every now and again.
Yeah, or like the
short film
movie, that one just came out.
Which
everyone
one?
loved it. The Playmobil movie.
I'm not sure I saw that.
People did not love that.
It was one of the worst openings ever in the history of film.
Oh, okay.
So it made like $600,000 from like 3,000 theaters or something.
Bad. Not good.
Not good. Let's just say that. Or a better example would be the Caveman, Geico Caveman TV series they had. Yeah. So maybe we can get a TV show out of this one. That would be actually really great. A submarine TV show.
I'd love it.
Out of this one. USS Pancake.
Wouldn't put it past them.
Now, I got to jump in here for a hot take, guys. I'm going to disagree with you, Ben. I do not think this deserves any thumbs up. And I'm going to give a radical thought that I think this could be one of the worst commercial follow-ups to a commercial by IHOP ever.
Wow.
Take that, IHOP.
Hey, we're trying to get some free pancakes over here.
But I still love you, and I do love your pancakes. But
good. Not a sponsor yet.
The second commercial was more childish to me, and that offends me as a man. And I'm going to give this one Chuck E. Cheese, and that's it.
Wow, that's bad.
There it is.
All right. I got to say, I'm kind of coming kind of in the middle of you guys. I also agree. I'm not inspired by it. The voiceover kind of seems cheap, and it's exposition-y. Like I'm smart. I don't need to be told everything. It just feels like they're really trying to like key the audience in on something. And I feel like show it, don't explain it. It's a visual medium, guys. And so I'm going to kind of come in neutral. It's not a down bubble because it's still the IHOP submarine commercial that I know and love, but it's not an up bubble either. So I'm kind of neutral. What was that, zero bubble? What is a neutral? What's the term?
I don't know.
No. We can discuss it for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
But we have to include the word neutral in it.
Okay, so it's neutral bubble. Is that what we've decided it is?
Neutral bubble.
All right, then. All right, the Navy.
Stagnant bubble.
Get with it. All right, you guys ready for some trivia?
Yes, sir.
Let's do
All right,
it.
so this was produced by Smith & Jones Films. Probably their most memorable commercial. They've done a bunch of commercials that I recognize, but probably the most memorable commercial of theirs that I do recognize is, do you guys know the Mountain Dew Puppy Monkey Baby?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
Puppy monkey baby.
Puppy monkey baby. And then it's real creepy,
Puppy
and it's
monkey
like
baby.
licking on someone's face, and then it's like dancing, and then it dances away while they're all drinking Mountain Dew, like some energy drink or whatever, right? And it's scary but mesmerizing.
Monkey
Baby.
baby. Yeah. Puppy monkey baby.
Not a sponsor. Mountain Dew.
Nope.
And so that was something just interesting. If you haven't seen Puppy Monkey Baby, I recommend it highly because it's real weird and actually kind of scary. And I remember my wife being like, I do not like that.
Yeah, that was a disturbing commercial. I had some friends who loved it though.
Yeah. It was directed by Ulf Johansson. Also, he's the director at Smith & Jones, the only director. So kind of all of their commercials have similar tone to them because he's the one kind of driving a lot of it. He's really kooky and kind of says weird is good. Like his mantra is like weird is good. So he makes a lot of weird commercials.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be a big theme now. If you look at things like Old Spice, and there's a couple others that are jumping on that.
Yeah, I believe that they've also been involved in the Old Spice stuff.
Okay.
The same creative people. So it's made by the creative agency McCann Erickson, New York. It's one of the most famous Madison Avenue creative agencies. In fact, it was one of the rival companies in the Mad Men series. So when before they went off to make their own company, that's the company that bought where Don Draper worked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this begs the question: who else from Mad Men would have done well in this commercial? So Christina Hendricks.
The captain.
You think the cap? Wow. Okay. Good. I wasn't thinking that. But
I think she just draws a lot of attention to herself. You know, I think she's got that dynamism, and all eyes are on her for all the right reasons.
Right. Okay. What about the next person is also a star and has all that charisma. January Jones. What about her?
Ooh.
She's like the worst actress of all time. I mean, she is bad.
She's not good. I'm not going to say she's good. Have you seen her in that? What was that Liam Neeson film that she was like the wife in?
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. That was terrible.
Yeah, she was. That was the one where I remember watching it being like, they should have maybe stopped this at some point.
Yeah, I'll look it
And
up
just
here.
been like, what about Elizabeth Moss?
She kind of actually looked like the girl that was on the submarine. Kind of had that sort of.
So maybe she's hanging over the shoulder of the sonar man, who's our boy John Hamm. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I like John Hamm.
I like John Hamm as the sonar man. That'd be cool.
And then, last but certainly not least, Ed Harris. And he actually appeared in Mad Men. He was the titular Mad Man in the pilot episode. And he was supposed to jump to his death. That was kind of the idea. It's like, oh, he's the Mad Man. He's going to jump to his death. But they loved his performance so much that they kept him around. And he ended up winning 6 Emmys for the role.
That's awesome.
Mad Man. Yeah. So what about Ed Harris? Where does he fit?
Where doesn't that man fit?
It's true. With all that grease, he can slide into anywhere. I like the idea that he's not in the first one, but then he shows up as kind of like the swimmer guy. See a Navy SEAL. Second one.
Maybe he should just have a subtle role, such as the man with the eye patch in the background.
Then he's a serial killer.
Yeah, it's true. He can be naked, so.
The January Jones Liam Neeson movie we were thinking about was Unknown, and it unfortunately has a 6.8 on IMDb, which I think is too high.
That is too high.
You heard it here, folks.
I agree. That's too high. I think it was riding a little bit of that Taken to the bank.
Definitely 100%. Yeah. Does have Diane Kruger in it, though. Who
Love Diane
I am
Kruger.
a big fan of.
And you're also a big fan of Kroger's, right?
I am. I enjoy Kroger's gift cards for any fans out there that want to get me something for Christmas.
Okay, just quickly say your full address so I can send it to you.
Okay. What's Cal's address again?
All right, so should I do a quick Phantom Zone?
Engage the Phantom.
Phantoms engaged, sir.
I want to hear this.
All right. So I was able to find some things about the actors. One seems to be named Nathan Clow, but he didn't seem like he's done anything with submarines. I could see some other small movies that he did, some TV shows, but nothing that had submarines. And I was like, shit. So then someone on the YouTube claimed to be the daughter of the guy who played the captain, and her name was Charlotte Kelly. So then I was searching like actor Kelly submarine IHOP and things like that, but nothing came up. And I was like, okay, well that's that dead end. Kind of reel it back. Then while I was searching all the IHOP stuff, I noticed that there was like an article about Selena Gomez and how she dated Justin Bieber. Their first date ever was to an IHOP. Did you guys know that?
No.
Do you guys know that they ended up breaking up and that Justin Bieber's now married?
Yeah.
And he's married
Yep.
to... Did you know he's married?
married.
Because he married...
Daughter of someone famous.
So he married Haley Baldwin, who's the daughter of Kim Basinger and Alec
Yes,
Baldwin.
that's right.
Who was in Hunt for Red October. And from there, we can get easily to Phantom. So it's no big deal. Phantom Zone.
So does
What do
that
you mean?
count?
You heard me talking, didn't you?
So Selena and Bieber were not in this commercial.
But they were in an IHOP. Together.
I say it counts. I think it's great.
Okay.
No, I mean, that's the thing. The thing is, I couldn't even do that with the porno. So the porno still lasts.
That was
All right.
spectacular.
I guess, or you know what? I actually probably
Subtacular.
could have done it with a porno. Because then I could have just been like, this person was in a porno. They were also.
Kim Kardashian was in a porno with Kanye West. Kanye West bashed Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift dated Joe Jonas. Joe Jonas.
I mean, you're going for a while.
He was going forever doing that shit.
supper.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, guys, that's all I got.
I got some news. You guys want some news?
You thought I was looking up news?
Some news? You guys got news? News?
Give me that
So-
news.
This is from Tori Shepard, State Editor. November 19th, 2019. The Advertiser. Workers face anxious Christmas with no say on subs. You guys want to hear more?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hundreds of submarine workers are set to face Christmas not knowing what'll come of their jobs. Now, this is all in Australia. So, apparently, Prime Minister down there, Scott Morrison, has not yet made a decision whether or not he's going to move a base where they're currently working on Collins-class submarines. So, up to 700 Australian workers could be affected, and they're hoping to find out by Christmas, but they don't know yet whether or not they're going to move these subs to South Australia or west on Western Australia in 2022, 24, and 26. So remember, so Australian listeners out there, we love you. We're thinking of you, and fight the power.
And spread the word about the podcast, please.
Yes, please do.
All right.
There you go.
You know who'd get a deal like that done?
Who?
Donald J. Trump.
Who's that?
He's president of America.
There you
When
go.
did that
Yeah.
happen?
2016.
Sometime after Home Alone 2.
Oh, that's true. Because he was in that. He wouldn't have time to run for president because he was in the movie.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Okay. Is it countdown time?
I think it might be.
Christmas time. Christmas time.
Okay.
All right. New intro music. Tube 3 ready to fire, sir.
Commence the countdown.
Give it to me.
Tonight, I got the top 5 IHOP fun facts.
Love
I
it.
really love it.
Thought about doing, we got time here because this is obviously a very short episode. I thought about doing, everyone's onto these like tier lists. You guys see those?
Like lists of things that make you cry, like tier lists.
No.
Best cakes tier list.
Tier, T-I-E-R.
Yeah, so like a best cakes, wedding cakes list.
Yes, like a wedding cake, but imagine the top of the wedding cake is the best stuff, and the bottom of the wedding cake is the worst stuff. A tier list, people have been doing things like their favorite candy, whatnot, and they'll put, Sour Patch Kids are S tier, Twix bars are S tier, or they'll do fast food restaurants, Chick-fil-A is S tier, Burger King is D tier.
Wait, what are the tiers? Why S and D?
S, A, B, C, D. It's basically like giving it a letter grade with your standard grading system, A, B, C, D, and F. But you add in S. S is the top. It's like the superior.
Right, so like a video games.
Video
right.
games,
Yeah,
RPGs.
exactly.
Yep.
In my favorite game ever, Elite
Yes.
Eight Agents, I got S's on everything. Actually, in fact, I got perfect.
Oh, there you
scores on
go.
it.
There you go. That's kind of, I think, where it originated from, that culture too. I think people were probably doing it with video games and video game characters and like things like Smash Brothers and the fighters
so
and stuff. I was going to ask, where would you rank some of your favorite places to eat breakfast? I think IHOP is an S tier breakfast joint for me. Anybody else have an opinion about IHOP?
It's gonna really hurt our claim to wanting to get like free pancakes, but I'm gonna have to give it an A tier.
That's still
That's
pretty darn
good.
good.
I'm afraid they're gonna look not fondly on me not giving it an S tier.
I'm going to agree with Jamie on this hot take for hot pancakes.
It's
A tier for sure. Because whenever I go there, and I love you, IHOP, you know that, but the portions do not match what I think is the cost. I think I need to be getting a little bit more food for my tum-tum on some of these $8 meals they're serving
wow,
up.
that is a hot cake, pan.
That's good feedback, though. I mean, that's legitimate, carefully constructed feedback. They should accept that and take that with grace.
It should be pretty
poise.
easy too. You just move the ladle, keep the ladle tipped a little longer, get those larger pancakes, right?
Yeah, there you go. I bet it's a machine that does it, though.
Probably. Robots.
All right. Does anyone else have any opinions about love it or hate it? Any breakfast joints out there? Waffle House? Any opinions
it.
on Waffle House?
I've never been to a Waffle House because I've never been in a place where there's Waffle Houses around.
Jamie, if you ever come over to Ohio to visit us, I'm taking you there, and it's on me.
But who would invite me to Ohio?
Maybe Ben.
Yeah, it's true. The invitation to your wedding is still lost in the mail, so we'll wait until that comes.
I think he sent it to the Prime Minister of Argentina and he's going to deliver
he's
it
still
to
lost.
you.
He's in New Mexico right now.
He wanted him to hand deliver it. So
I'll
blame
take this
that guy.
love it or hate it, though, Ben. I like this. So love it. I do love Waffle House. I think it's great. Love
Are you
it.
going S or A or B? Or?
I'm going to give it an S. I rarely ever walk out of Waffle House not
What about
satisfied.
Denny's?
B or A. B or A.
Yeah, I think I'd go maybe C on Denny's. I'd go B on Waffle House.
You know what I'm giving a D?
What's that?
What are you giving a D to?
Bob Evans.
Bob
No
Evans?
joke.
Yeah. On breakfast, I probably would say the same thing. I don't order breakfast when I go to Bob Evans, even if it's like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. I'll usually get like a bacon cheeseburger or something.
Yeah, their burgers aren't bad.
You got opinions on any of these, Jamie?
I honestly don't know a lot of these things. I believe there was a Bob Evans around here. I just never went to it.
Okay, what did you have in your neck of the woods?
Well,
Dunkin' Donuts, obviously.
Yeah, so the problem is I grew up on an
New
island,
England.
and on the island there is no
Franchises.
franchises are not allowed.
Oh,
So they
okay.
were all original restaurants in the end.
That'd be really cool, though. A lot of hole in the wall breakfast joints.
Yeah,
would be
so we
probably
had like
pretty
the
sweet.
Artcliff Diner, and we had I'm forgetting the other diner downtown, but they were more diners that you go and eat. I guess we did have we had our island franchises like the Black Dog, which is actually somewhat well known, and they had nice breakfast too.
Yeah, we have a diner in our hometown, Zach and I do, that was owned by Rob Lowe's family.
Rob Lowe?
Yeah.
The actor.
Starring Johnny
himself.
Depp?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
No, not Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe.
Sorry.
His grandparents owned it. He was actually back in town this past summer to go to The Spot to Eat is what it's called. It's a diner from the early 1900s. It's still there. And it is very good.
There's also a place called The Alcove. They got good
Got
breakfast
the
sandwiches.
Alcove. Haven't ate there. My parents eat there a lot, but I haven't ate there.
Welcome.
But The Spot, we had George W. Bush came through town and ate there, and we got a burger named after him now.
Welcome to
Mainly known for its
Breakfast
pie.
Cast, where we talk about breakfast.
Hey, we gotta get close to an hour. On
Do
these,
we?
you know?
All right.
We'll see what the fans think. Okay, but we'll get into my true top 5 countdown here of the top 5 IHOP fun facts. So, number 5, in 1958, Al Lapin, I think it's Lapin, maybe Lapin Jr. and his brother Jerry opened the first IHOP for $25,000 in Los Angeles County.
In Los Angeles?
Los Angeles
Interesting.
County. It's like Toluca Lake or something like that.
Huh, I wouldn't have pegged it as a California.
Well, there you go.
All right.
And I wouldn't have guessed it was as late as 1958. I would have figured it had a little bit more of a storied history. Don't you think?
I mean, I guess. Was it always called IHOP or International House of Pancakes?
It was called the International House of Pancakes, and they didn't adopt IHOP until 15 years later in like 73.
Got to give them props. That's a bold move. Call yourself the International House of Pancakes.
Right out of the
Man.
gate, too. Number 4, and they weren't even international.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Number 4, due to strict policies against artificially flavored corn syrup, I'm going to make you actually guess this. This state is the only state where you can order authentic maple syrup on your pancakes. You guys have a guess?
Vermont?
Zach?
Washington.
Jamie, why would you say Vermont?
Well, it's a little hippy dippy, and it's also loves
you're-
their maple syrup.
That's also the correct answer, Vermont.
Yeah.
Only state that offers authentic maple syrup for your pancakes. Number 3, IHOP serves more than how many million pancakes per year? You guys want to take a guess at this one? How many million pancakes per year?
75 million.
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 40 million.
Correct answer. 700 million pancakes per year.
Yeah, but see,
Holy
how much
shit.
of those are just pancakes they throw out and have raccoons eat? They're in Los Angeles County. And we
true.
know all about that from a previous episode.
Yeah, we do.
You're raising a very moral crisis question here. How many pancakes are wasted every year?
They're like, we got to
At
get up to that
IHOP.
700 million mark again. And they're throwing pancakes out the window.
Their pancakes are pretty good size too.
Hey, I thought you just criticized the size of their pancakes.
Well, I don't get their pancakes. I watch other people get their pancakes. I like get the breakfast meats and the hash browns and the eggs, which I think is a little of could be bigger.
I see what
Could
you're
be
saying. So you look at the pancakes, you say, I would be satiated by those pancakes, but I'm not being satiated by my own breakfast.
So this might be a hot take, guys, but I'm more of a waffle guy than a pancake guy.
Yeah, I actually get like the waffles there, or the Belgian waffles with like a topping on it, like blueberry.
I think
topping.
I'm equal opportunity. I love French toast. I love pancake. I love waffle.
Yeah, I like
Good
the French
for you,
toast
Jamie.
too.
I don't discriminate.
Number 2, in 2007, IHOP purchased Applebee's to become
What?
the then largest full-service restaurant in the world with 3,250 locations.
That
I
is
did
not
not
a
know
Zach
that.
fact. That is a real fact.
That is not a Zach fact.
How do we not know about this? How are we not
I
talking
don't know.
about this
We're
always?
taking over the world.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. Number 1 goes back to the topic of these big, light, fluffy, airy pancakes. Kansas is scientifically flatter than a pancake. Using an IHOP pancake and a laser microscope, scientists determined, based on data from the U.S. Geological Survey, that Kansas is much flatter than the topography of an IHOP flapjack.
That's what a interesting number one.
Does that mean that Florida is also? Because it's the flattest state, isn't it?
They said numerous states are actually flatter than a pancake, because you'd be surprised how many nooks and crannies and craters are in a fluffy, airy pancake.
Like, in fact, Colorado flatter than the pancake.
And they said that they're not calling it a mountain, but it does get obviously thicker in the center of the pancake.
Okay.
But yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Ben.
That was
There you
fantastic.
go. IHOP fun facts. Well, thanks. You're very welcome.
All right. Do you have some sweet succulent Zach facts that we can pick off the Zach fact tree?
Zach facts, it's Zach facts. When you're going down, get some Zach facts. When you're going down. I have 3 toppings of Zach facts for you.
Okay. Wait, is this it's like a Belgian waffle situation, or what are we talking about?
Talking about about pancakes. Talking about IHOP. This is IHOP episode. IHOP Zach facts. Not really. Fact number 1. At the end of the commercial, we saw the bottom that said dramatization subs don't work on land, right?
Yeah.
This was because IHOP claimed over 100 separate incidents of subs trying to get on land for their pancakes. So they had to add that.
So it wasn't in the original version of the commercial. They had to add that later.
It was. They had to add it later. Okay. They had to add it later. Too many subs were trying to get on land. Lots of death. Sad.
They're thirsty for those pancakes.
Zach fact number 2. The actor who played the captain was almost part of the hashtag Me Too movement. Did you guys hear about this?
Charlotte Kelly's dad. Okay.
Yeah. So he was almost part of the hashtag Me Too movement. Originally, people thought he said, "Captain's gonna need to come." But that was cleared up when the official commercial was released. He said, "Tom."
Okay.
I think that's the dagger in our IHOP sponsorship.
You got to keep in mind that we're trying to get free pancakes here, man.
Oh, sorry. Kyle, cut that.
Kyle, edit it.
Well, then I don't know. I don't know how this next one's going to go. All right. Zach fact number 3. So there was a misprint on the menus. In the commercial, they created that new tagline, "Breakfast."
Right.
Well, the first wave of menus unfortunately said, "That's no breakfast. That's a breastfeeding."
Oh, I see. Interesting typo.
Happy holidays from Zach Facts.
And that's where the jingle bells will kick in.
Could it be? I mean, we still got like 8 minutes.
Oh, sounds like we almost have something.
Did we have anything else?
I don't think so. Did we?
Anything for happy holiday stuff?
No, not really.
Favorite movies?
Oh, favorite holiday movies? What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I got to go Christmas Vacation.
What about you, Zach?
I don't know if I have one. I'm going to say an underrated one. One of my underrated Christmas movies that I think you and all of our listeners should watch this holiday season is called The Ref. And it stars Dennis Leary and Kevin Spacey, and it's hilarious, but it's rated R. So kids, don't tell your parents.
And it's a Christmas movie?
It is a 100% Christmas film. It's called The Ref. I love it. I watch it every year. Nobody ever knows about it. It has nothing to do with sports.
Okay.
Dennis Leary plays a cat burglar who kidnaps Kevin Spacey and his wife, but Kevin Spacey and wife are having extreme marital difficulties. And Dennis Leary breaks into their house, keeps them hostage, while Kevin Spacey's family comes over for Christmas dinner, and he has to pretend to be the counselor for them, the psychiatrist. So a marriage ref.
Why didn't they call it the marriage ref?
I
Make
don't
it
know,
easier
but
to
I
understand. Well, so it's funny because we just watched for Bad Movie Twins. That's badmovieTwins.com. We just watched a movie that turned out to be a secret Christmas movie, which is one of my favorites. Did you guys see Replicas, the Keanu Reeves film? It's like about him and his family dies and he makes like clones of them.
Weird. No, I've never.
Yeah,
even
so
heard
it's
of
just weird because like it's kind of going. It's set in Puerto Rico, so already you're like, huh, that's interesting. Not many films that are just set in Puerto Rico and then pretend like they're not. That's not a big deal. They then randomly in the middle of it, like a teacher comes over and is like, "Where's your son? He hasn't been in school because he's a clone. He's still growing in like the tank or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, what? I don't know." He's like, "We're homeschooling him." And then the teacher's like, "Oh, okay, well, whatever. Happy holidays." And I was like, "Wait, what? Happy holidays." And then later they're going out to pick their Christmas tree. And I was like, wait, this is a Christmas movie? And it was pretty great. So I think my favorite Christmas movie is Cobra starring Sly Stallone, which is 100% set during Christmas.
All right. I guess that raises the other question. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Oh, I think it's obvious. That one is obviously a Christmas movie because it's like centered around a Christmas party. It's like an actual part of the plot is that it's Christmas and there's a Christmas party and that he's going to like talk to his wife.
Yeah, a lot of people try to argue it's not a Christmas movie.
I've heard people try to argue that Home Alone's not a Christmas movie, but that's insane.
No, it's insane.
That kind of person's just arguing for to argue. That's all they're doing.
That's probably the most common like number one for
Home
most
Alone's
people.
It's a huge part of the film. It's like literally he goes to the person who like the salt guy. And he's talking about how sad he is because it's Christmas and his like daughters talk to him or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just watched on Netflix the Movies That Made Us. It's from the people that made
Toys.
The Toys That Made Us.
Yep.
Narrated by Michael Ian Black or whatever his name is. Super good. I love the Toys That Made Us, so I also really love the Movies That Made Us. And it's funny, we actually just mentioned Die Hard and Home Alone are two of the first 4 episodes of that series.
It's on my to-watch list, Ben, so I'm glad to hear good reviews from you.
Super interesting, super fun. It's just the way they do those documentaries are really entertaining, but they just break down how those movies were made, and it's always just filled with fun facts you would never believe.
What episode is Cobra?
Thank you for listening to Submersion. Don't forget to subscribe for new episodes every Thursday. If you like what you heard, please leave us a rating wherever you listen. Want to interact with us? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We also love to get messages from all of you. If you have a suggestion, a comment, or just anything you'd like to share, please email us at macestudios@gmail.com.